A few months back, Insomniac suffered a massive internal leak due to hackers holding them for ransom. This hack included a bunch of stuff from personal info on the employees over at Insomniac, some pretty sensitive stuff. Not only that, but as well some Wolverine game leaks. Like, I'm talking, like, there are motherfuckers playing that shit right now on PC somehow, some way. And I will say, hopefully none of the employee stuff got out to the public. That is definitely a high security risk slash threat. These people are, you know, like, just making games. They aren't bothering anyone. So hopefully that part didn't get out, and hopefully like all the people at Insomniac haven't suffered from that. That being said, the Wolverine leak, some people think that's just as bad as like the personal information and shit. That's nowhere near that. And plus, I mean, like, in my opinion, the Wolverine leak is not the worst thing in the world for them. Okay, this Wolverine game is essentially their Marvel Spider-Man 2018. So who knows if they will do a beta for that game? They probably won't. And judging off the very mixed response from Marvel Spider-Man 2 after the massive hype train for that game, once the game released and like everybody got to digest it, I think this Wolverine leak happened for the better. That being said, those aren't the only things that came with this leak from said leakers. No. There is one more leak. You guys remember a while back, I don't know when this was, I think this was like 2 or 3 years ago, but Insomniac back in June of 2021 tweeted out, Insomniac is hiring new job openings for a multiplayer project. Then the year after, in May of 2022, they tweeted out again, hiring for a multiplayer project. Now with that being said, here is essentially the concept of said multiplayer project. Spider-Man meets GTA Online. Dude, fucking imagine a GTA style game where it's a multiverse of Spider-Men, Spider-Women, Spider-Cycles, Spider-Mobiles, web swinging, probably the web wings too and all that good shit, Spider-Man villains. Maybe you just want to be classic 616 Peter Parker Spider-Man, or Miles Morales, or maybe Insomniac Spider-Man. Maybe you want to be different, customizing your own spider character in almost any shape, form, or way you wish, where you could choose how they look person-wise, or their spider costume is designed, even down to your origin story, powers, traits of your spider character. Just fucking imagine that game. Well, sadly, do not get your hopes up, because it's been reported apparently this project has been canceled. More on that later, but I have got about 11 to 12 screenshots of this leak. There are more, but they weren't really that relevant or whatever. But yeah, we got about 12 screenshots of this leak of this project. We're gonna go over and discuss these screenshots and see just maybe what we could have gotten if this project is still in continuation, or if it were to be continued, if it actually did get canceled. Also, one more thing to keep in mind is that this project is or was in the concept art stage and didn't or has not got past that yet. Now sadly, since these are leaks and not like officially released by Sony or Insomniac or Marvel, whoever, I cannot put these screenshots in the video. I don't want to risk copyright or getting a strike on my channel, because this is a leak, again, not official public release. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the screenshots uploaded into my Discord server, hopefully, if I remember when I release this video. If you want to check them out, I'll risk my Discord getting fucking deleted, but I doubt it. But yeah, if you want to go check it out, join my Discord. My Discord server link is in the about section of my channel. Also, while you're already going to the about section of my channel to go to my Discord, follow my Twitter. Now with that all out of the way, let's get into why I think this Spider-Man project literally would have been the next GTA. All right, so we're gonna go over each screenshot, kind of break down what we can see in them and the different cool ideas, concepts, and also why I think, again, this would honestly be an amazing project if it ever comes to fruition. So first off, let's start with the first screenshot leak. It's a slideshow of some sort. We see like 6 slides on the side, and then, you know, like obviously like the main one, the main focus one. The main slide, it says Marvel Spider-Man in red letters, and in white letters meets GTA Online. Pretty straightforward, kind of exactly what I described earlier, but we see other slides. They're small though, but we see some concept art of multiversal spider people fighting Insomniac universe villains like Vulture. The others are hard to tell, but they don't really have much like that would relate to the rest of this concept. It looks more like Spider-Man 2 concept art essentially. Now moving on to the next leak, this is a more clear concept art image. We have a lot of shit going on in this one. Imagine like an alleyway, sort of like this. not a traditional alleyway. There's like stores and stuff kind of, but on the left hand side we see Spider-Man 2099 holding back Venom with his webbing. Then on top of Venom's chest, pause, we see Miles charging up his Venom powers, getting ready to fuck Venom's shit up. Then in the top middle area we see Vulture in the air fighting Scarlet Spider Ben Reilly alongside Shocker and Scorpion coming out of seemingly a multiversal web looking portal. Imagine that would actually be pretty insane. Cause like, okay, obviously spider people will have their web swinging and etc. for traversal, but if you maybe wanted to play as a villain, depending on the villain, they would definitely need to make their own traversal system. Vulture, that's pretty easy, relatively. Like flying, that's his power. Shocker, I think he had the shockwave jumps or some shit. I forgot what it was, or maybe it was his suit. I don't know specifically, but they could do that for him, whatever he was doing in the first game or whatever. Scorpion is kind of an oddball alongside another villain in this screenshot. Got to come up with something new probably. Again, I think spider cycles or themed mobiles or whatever, that shit would be heat as fuck. But then on the right hand side we see Doc Ock fighting what I think looks like Spider-Gwen, but honestly it could just be a random custom spider costume because it kind of looks like Spider-Gwen. But then yeah, there's that. Then in the middle, bottom middle of the image, we do see Symbiote Spider-Man versus Electro. I do sort of wonder how exactly this would have worked. I'm assuming it'd be like free-for-all type of deal because that's kind of how GTA is. It's just a free-for-all, every man for himself. That would be pretty cool because like most people, not all, will want to use a spider character of some sort, and it would be cool to go against Miles as Peter or vice versa, or like Kane versus Miles or whatever, you know. That would be awesome as fuck. Or even playing as a villain, that would also be really cool against like a Spider-Man or woman or whatever. And like in these concept art images, like we're gonna see like the Insomniac verse iterations or whatever, because like it's concept art or whatever, you know. I think ultimately they were gonna include probably like the more comic book version of these people or whatever, but also Insomniac specific iteration as well, if that makes sense. So like they probably would have had the comic book counterpart Doc Ock, and then they'd have their Doc Ock, Insomniac's version of Doc Ock, how they look or whatever, you know what I mean. But yeah, there's that next concept art image. It's essentially inspirations for environments, and based off Spider-Man PS4 and Spider-Man 2, Insomniac's environment designers would have nailed these, definitely. Not gonna lie though, don't really know how to describe these too well, but again, if you want to see the images, they'll be on my Discord. The top left one is like a modern side street type of deal with like a futuristic kind of looking bus. Top right has definitely a different style. It looks more art than like realistic real world, very pink, orange, purple. Bottom left, same idea, more artsy cartoon environment, very colorful blue grays. Bottom right, this gives me modern Batman Gotham City kind of vibes. So judging off those different concept environments, I think maybe they either would have changed New York a little and added some of these new environments, or maybe they would have expanded New York and added some of these new areas. That would be really cool. I feel like if anything, it would probably be in their best interest to expand the map of New York and add these new environments in, because GTA is huge or whatever, but then again, they're like regular people, like flying in planes and driving cars and shit. They're not superheroes, so I don't know. Next up, we have archetypes, they're calling them. So we see a couple of columns of different spiders, and the first one has just a random photo of a huge spider about to eat a random person. Then there's a headline that says the other, and then the subline or subtext or whatever says unnamed, but the description is where it gets interesting. The description says define your origin, costume, and powers.
Bro, what?
You're telling me I would be able to make my own spider person, define their origin, costume, and powers myself? That's so fucking hard! We need this! Just take my fucking money already. But right, that's not it. The next column says Spider-Man, with a pic of Spider-Man of course, says Peter Parker, intelligent, brave, humorous facade with an overwhelming sense of responsibility, a sense impending for danger. Next, we have Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy, and it says free spirit with a knack for detective work, creative, protective, and agile, team player who strives for justice. Next one is Spider-Girl, Anya Corazon. This is the one with the kind of symbiote suit, but it's not the symbiote, it's just a regular regular cloth costume, I think, or whatever. Her description is skilled gymnast, promising science student, dynamic, stealthy, resourceful, tough outer shell. Then the final one we see, we can't see the entire thing, but it's Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. Parts of his description says, gifted yet arrogant, equipped with natural talons, fangs, and he's durable. That's all I could get out of his description. Now, one thing to be noted here is underneath their name and descriptions, it has some icons with numbers. Not exactly sure what they mean, but underneath those icons for Peter, it says web spinner. For Gwen or Ghost Spider, it says defender. For Anya, it's acrobat, and Miguel, it says brawler. So I guess each spider person would have their own kind of special thing about them or something. So yeah, there's that. I feel like it's kind of like operators in like Black Ops 3, if you guys remember that shit. It kind of seems like that, like you have like a special thing about whatever character you pick or whatever, you know. All right, so on to the next concept, art leaked image or whatever. This one actually is where you're able to design, or like customize, I should say for a better term, your origin. You can choose the original origin of Spider-Man, Peter's origin being bit by a spider in a lab. It says while attending an after-school demonstration, you were accidentally bitten by a irradiated spider. And then, okay, so this answers what we weren't sure about in the previous image, the numbers and icons. So there's strength, and strength is like a quarter of the meter full or something. Web is a little more than half full of the meter. Agi, which I think is agility, is half full for the meter. And sup, I don't know what that is. I'm assuming support, maybe, not sure what that is, but it's like almost full, like 80% of the meter. And then there's a menu, so the main part of the menu is your origin. Then the options or tabs are powers, loss, traits, and Great Web, whatever those mean. I'm thinking maybe Great Web is like the connection to the multiverse aspect of the game or something. But yeah, so this is essentially like if you pick a specific origin, I think like you're gonna get certain powers. So if you choose Miles' origin, you could have his powers, I think, but you don't have to be Miles Morales. You can be Peter and have Peter's costume or something like that. Now this would be so fucking heat, and obviously like that specifically would be a little weird. Miles powers with like Peter and Peter's costume, but I think that's kind of the point though, or whatever, like what they were going for, giving the player the option to choose, be able to play, do whatever they want, be whoever they want, however they want. Like that's literally so goated. Moving on, this is another pretty awesome part where we get more customization, right? This next image, it says customize, and it's highlighted on face. We see what kind of looks like Insomniac Peter's new face, but he's wearing Tom Holland's Stark suit from Homecoming. And you may be thinking, okay, well in Spider-Man PS4 and 2, you can choose any suit. Yes, you're right, but it does say body underneath face. Now, either that's literal as in like body shape, or maybe that's body suit or whatever, who knows. But underneath body, it says insignia, and the definition of that means badge, emblem, or symbol of some sort, which would probably mean the front or back insignia on a spider costume. You would also be able to change the hair, the color of the hair, and eye color as well, which would be dope. So now we're getting into the more technical, informational stuff regarding this project. Another slideshow image, which looks like it's been worked on since 2021. It was planned to go into pre-production 2022 to 2023, then begin production this year, 2024 to 2025, for finally a day one launch sometime in 2026. This 2026 release would be a beta, and if the game had good player response, it would be ready for season 1. Now, honestly, I haven't played GTA 5 in so long, but from what I remember, there were never seasons in GTA. So you're probably thinking, what the fuck do they mean season 1? Well, the next image is actually a battle pass sample. So this is like a Fortnite element essentially, and let me tell you, I haven't bought a battle pass on Fortnite since like the first year or two of the game being released. I still do play Fortnite here and there, but this is some shit people will always be buying. I know I would. If they had some fire ass spider skins or like cosmetics or whatever, really, I would be buying that shit. Like I said, take my fucking money. But there would be free seasonal themed battle pass packs, and it looks like each season lasts 3 months. The free battle pass pack part says players could earn common and uncommon tier additions to use for their character as they play throughout the season. Some of these unlockables would be wearable accessories, gadget skins, small bundles of leveling currencies, new emotes and quips, new hairstyles, and then we're about to get into the paid premium seasonal theme battle pass. But hold on though, the quips, that would be fire. I totally understand kind of why they got rid of the entire like suit power thing from Spider-Man PS4. They didn't have that in Spider-Man 2. I get that, but honestly, I really miss the quip suit power. That shit was dope. Like, you could just say a quip whenever you wanted to. Like, that shit was fire. But then in this game, like, they're taking that shit to a next level. Instead of just being able to do emotes at any time like you can in Fortnite, you could say quips and there would have been new ones that you could buy and unlock. What? That would have been fire. Okay, so now the paid premium seasonal theme battle pass would include premium character suits, premium gadget mods, new character comic pages. I wonder what that means specifically. Like, maybe it's something along the lines of like a Call of Duty calling card that you have on your profile or whatever. You know how you had emblems and calling cards on your Call of Duty profile? So maybe it's on that type shit. Then premium dance moves, new podcast stations. Don't know what that would have been. Like, whether or not it'd be like new Jameson or Danny or MJ podcast, or like new podcasts we haven't heard from somebody new or whatever, I don't know. And lastly, premium bundles of leveling currencies. The bundle of currency leveling or whatever, that's definitely some Fortnite shit. But I mean, this entire battle pass thing is some Fortnite shit. It did obviously kind of originate, or maybe not originate from Fortnite, but they popularized it, you know. Now the next one reveals a season sample, and it goes as follows. Month 1, launch a new battle pass, introduce story, introduce new mechanics and new characters. Then it says new villain scheme, new experience, new dimension, new gadget / abilities, new player hub or location, new rewards and cosmetics. Month 2 says evolve story, replayable mechanics / depth of strategy, and as well new villain scheme experience, new 5-hour quest line, new rewards and cosmetics. Month 3, story wrap up, tease next season / cliffhanger, alongside one of either a world event, community event, mission event, or challenge modes. And side notes, averaging 5 to 10 hours of new content per season. Seasons contained time releases for players over time. Players can consume all content post-launch. Front-loading content so players can consume within a season, and that was it for like the side notes. Overall, for the most part, this sounds like a massive W in my opinion. And lastly, regarding the battle pass, we have a sample of it again, but this is concept art, but this would have been pretty fire. So essentially what we have is this part of the battle pass, I guess, is called Madness of Mysterio. And again, this is like a sample of like what maybe the battle pass would have looked like or whatever. Okay, so I guess like honestly, just imagine a Call of Duty battle pass, but instead on the left hand side you see Sam Raimi Spider-Man looking at all the options on the tree, and there are different comic book images retaining to different weekly tech challenges, weekly skill challenges, and finally daily side gigs. And in the background is the city of New York, and then halfway through the image kind of fades away. Looks like there's some other stuff as well that's unnamed, but I guess you would have a set time to complete these certain things for whatever award or reward. Some of these challenges and gigs you would have to do are across multiple runs, dispel 100 mystifying mist clouds in Manhattan, and curing crimes, web shock 75 masquerading Mysterios, whatever that shit means. Again, like, this is just sample shit or whatever. My favorite thing here probably would have been the side note of players can consume all content post-launch, if that's what I think it means. Basically, if the season passes, you have a chance to get that content, or maybe not, but if that's what I think it is, that would be cool. So now here's a rough timeline of the post-release plans for all the seasons. So they plan to start off with 8 seasons. Day 1 was planned for 2026, when they would release the beta or whatever, and the way way this thing is set up, right? So 2 seasons per year, 2 different teams make each season. So basically 2 teams make 1 season per year, one being a fall team, the other team being a spring team. They had seasons planned until 2030. One more concept art image I missed. This one looks like a giant Venom, but there's sand at the bottom. So I don't know if Sandman is involved in this, but Venom is huge as Sandman got in Spider-Man 3, the movie. And we see Spider-Gwen on the far left swinging in. Then we see Peter in his advanced suit. Then we see Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider, then Miles, then Anya, and finally we see another Spider Person with iron arms, but it's unclear what costume that is. Seems to be purple gold, but hard to tell. So yeah, all in all, that is pretty much almost everything worth talking about that we know regarding this multiplayer, multiverse Spider-Man project as far as the leaked images go. I really think this would be the next Fortnite or GTA, seriously. I mean, like, everyone loves GTA, everyone used to or still kind of does love Fortnite. The Fortnite Battle Pass in a GTA style open world where y'all can fight each other, combine those two together with the Spider-Man IP and all the characters, villains. There's so many possibilities. I genuinely think there's no way this game could fail unless they just fumble like Spider-Man 2, but the only reason they really fumbled Spider-Man 2 is because they rushed that shit. Plus, this would be a live service type of game, so it would constantly get updates, and I'm sure Insomniac would listen to player feedback. I do wonder how that would work depending on like how the combat and traversal stuff would be. Like, they probably would have to create new combat for each individual character or something other than like Miles and Peter or something, because it's different with Fortnite and GTA. Yeah, there's like men and women, but the animations are tailored for the most part to be pretty much the same no matter what. But this would be different because it's superheroes and villains. There's just a whole different ball game type shit with combat, animations, and traversal. Honestly, I really hope this isn't actually canceled, but if it is, they definitely threw away the next big thing in gaming for sure. They just threw that shit in the trash, because the way I look at this shit is like the Spider-Man community and Spider-Man fans in general are just very obsessive and go hard for their preferred media. Now with that in mind, imagine they added Raimi Spider-Man, Andrew Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, the animated series Spider-Man, and not only just their costumes but like their faces or whatever too. And like, it's Sony, so like we would probably get most of these characters in this project. All the fans of these adaptations would definitely buy all the cosmetics for these like specific Spider-Man iterations. On top of that, I'm sure Sony would probably, or Insomniac or whatever, would probably want to incorporate some of their swing styles and stuff like that. That would be dope as fuck too. Bro, I'm telling you, this game would make them so much money if they did it good. And judging off like the customization stuff, it looks like we'd have a suit customization feature to an extent, maybe not fully custom, but that would make a lot of people happy, because we've been talking about, including myself, we've talked about suit customization thing in Spider-Man games before. I genuinely think this could be as big as GTA if it were done correctly and well thought out, or bigger than GTA. So if this is for real canceled, then honestly, Sony is just dumb as fuck, as we all know them to be. Do you think this game would be a generation changing title like GTA? I think it definitely has the potential. Like, you're literally mixing GTA and Fortnite with the Spider-Man IP. This would go absolutely insane. Or do you think, I don't think this would work, it's too risky? With that being said, I want to hear your opinions, so make sure to comment down below so I can interact with you in the comments. Thank you for taking time out every day to click on this video. If you're new to the channel, I try my best to cover confirmations, rumors, leaks regarding Spider-Man media, and whatever else I'm interested in. So if that's what you're interested in, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 5K. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and to check out my last upload at the top left. Hope you ever had a good day and enjoyed the video. Until next time.